Good morning and happy Thursday. Today is the second day of January, and I am just leaving the gym. I got my hour of cardio in. Monday not only will be my first day back to work after being off for 2 weeks, but it is also my first day back to weight training, and I don't think I've done any weight training in about almost 2 months now. Almost about 2 months now. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I miss touching weights. This whole just doing cardio thing, snooze fest as far as I'm concerned. But it is what it is, and I needed the time to take care of myself. I was able to let my knee rest, and just let my muscles kind of rest, period. And so I'm looking forward to getting back to my weight trainer. So anyways, like I said, that'll be on Monday. So of course I will keep you all up to date with my progress. And in fact, I was actually thinking this morning while I was eating my cream of wheat, because y'all, I'm back to my healthy eating. I decided, enough is enough. Got to get back to my healthy eating. And so I had a bowl of cream of wheat, and I'm going to go home, jump in the shower, and I'm not really hungry, but I will fix me a snack. And I think I'm going to cut up me some cucumbers, cut up an avocado, and I don't know, I'll have something else to go with that. But because I'm not really hungry, but I do need to put something on my stomach because I did just work out. So anyway, you guys, I am so looking forward to this. What I feel like I have a new lease on life. That's the best way I can describe it. And so I'm just truly looking forward to it. So let me say this. I was toying with what to talk about. And if you know me, then you know I always have a topic to talk about. Never am I without something to talk about. In fact, I came up with 10 new topics this morning while I was eating my cream of wheat. But you know what? I just couldn't decide, because they're all great topics, but I can't talk about all of them at one time. And so that little voice said, you know what, Michelle? Don't talk about anything that you have in your vision book. Don't talk about any of that. Today, talk about the importance of getting healthy. Now, we all know the importance of getting healthy. We know why we need to be healthy. We know that we should be healthy, right? And so I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to talk about. Because one of the many things that I love to do is I'm a people watcher. I love to just watch people. And I noticed that, it's not like I've just noticed it, because I've always noticed it, but just this week, I've really, really noticed that there are a lot of overweight people. Myself being one of them. I can be honest with that. I need to lose some weight, and I'm working on that. But I just noticed that there are a lot of overweight people. And we need to really, really do a better job of taking care of ourselves. We really need to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. And the interesting thing is, I remember one time somebody said to me that, you know how you notice, well, we all notice it, but one day you really just notice that you put on weight. And this lady, I'll never forget, she said, I'm not sure when this happened. It seemed like it just sprouted up overnight. I said, no, it didn't just sprout up overnight, honey. Here's the thing. When you're putting on weight. When you're gaining weight. You know it before other people know it. You know it because your clothes fit a little more snug than normal. You know it when you step up on the scale, if you are one to get on the scale. So there are a lot of clues. It doesn't just creep up on you. There are a lot of clues that you are gaining weight. And it's so funny, because my friend Mark and I, we were talking about that this morning, and he said that he noticed that his uniform had gotten quite snug. Well, again, that didn't just happen overnight. That was a process. That's been happening. But I think he's just really able to come to terms with the fact that it's happening. And I said, well, why don't you just go ahead and get you a larger uniform? And he said, no. He said, I'm just going to keep doing what I need to do to get back into this one. Love that. I love that, because all too often when our clothes start to get snug, get a little tight, what do? We go out and we buy a larger size, right? Because that's just the natural thing to do. But in reality, you don't need to buy a larger size. What you need to do is do what you need to do to get comfortably back into the size that you already have. And I think if we all started to take that mindset, then we would do much better with getting our weight under control. But also, I tell you, as I was leaving out of the gym, I watched this man, because I was sitting in the car. I always back into my spaces, no matter where I go, unless it specifically says front end parking only. I'm going back in. So I could see the man that was the section over from where I was parked, and he got out of an SUV. I don't know what kind it was, but I know he got out of an SUV, and he was very heavy set. And you know how sometimes people are so heavy set that when they walk, they kind of rock back and forth like this. Like, they don't just walk. I say rock and roll back and forth. That's what he was doing. And it took him quite a few minutes just to get out of the truck and to close the door and then turn his whole body around to head in the direction that he was going. Now, he was headed into the Dollar Tree, because the Dollar Tree is right next to the Planet Fitness. Is across the street from my house. And so it took him a few minutes, just to turn around. And so I just sat in my truck, because, I was trying to let the heat kick in. One thing I love about my truck is the heat. It kicks in like that. And, I don't have to wait too long. So anyway, I was letting my heat kick in, and I was also making sure I had enough space to do this video, which I'll do that anyway before I get ready to record. And so I was sitting in my truck for a few minutes. And so it took him a few minutes to walk from his truck to the edge of the road where he parked, because now he's got to cross the street to get into the store. And so I said, you know what? And I could have gone on, because it did, it took him a few minutes to kind of rock and roll to walk across there, where you would have taken four or five steps and you'd have been on the curb. It took him a few minutes. And so I let him go ahead and cross the road, and he waved to thank me. And like I said, it took him longer than it should have to walk across the road. And then it took him a few minutes to be able to step up on the sidewalk. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, at what point is this man going to say to himself, I need to start today to get down to a healthier size? I just always, and I'm going to tell y'all something, I'm very inquisitive. I am a very inquisitive individual, and I always really wish I had enough balls to ask somebody that. I truly, truly do, because I don't. And I would never ask anybody that, because here's my thing. Never, ever would I want to put anybody on the spot, and my goal is not to embarrass anyone, to humiliate anyone. Never would I do that, and I don't like when other people do it. So, some things I just would not do, but I swear to God, I wish I could ask people like that, why is it that first of all, ask the question, are you in the process of doing what you need to do to get down to a healthier weight? And if they say no, then ask the question, what are you waiting for? Like, why are you not doing whatever it is that you need to do to get to a healthier weight? And when I say whatever it is you need to do, I'm talking about, in terms of changing your eating habits, That's a start right there. That's a huge start, changing the way you eat. But then the second thing is to get moving. Get moving, you guys. So, if we do those two things, we're going to be all right. But the reality is that we don't. And I'll say this, it's not healthy for anybody to go into any place and just gorge themselves, when it comes time to eating. It's just like buffets. I love going to buffets. the reason why I love going to buffets, not because I like to eat a lot, because to be honest with you, I get one plate and I'm done. Very rarely do I get dessert. And if I do, I usually will get fruit, like some, especially watermelon. If it's sweet, oh God, yes, I'll go for some watermelon, pineapple, and grapes. And sometimes cantaloupe, honeydew melon if it's in season. But I love going to buffets because I like to people watch, and I love to watch what people put on their plates. I love to watch not only what they put on their plates, but how much of it they're putting on their plates. And it is just quite interesting. It really is. It's just, and I'm very discreet with it, y'all. I'm not sitting there just sitting back like this looking at everybody. I'm very discreet with it, but it's just always very, very interesting to watch how people do this. And it just, again, it makes me wonder what their mindset is, because clearly you have to know that you need to lose weight. Nobody should have to tell you that. Clearly you should know that. And yet and still you're where you have no business being, eating enough food for like 3 people. And then you go back and you fill up that plate with the same amount of food that you started out with. And I'm thinking, good God Almighty, where do you put all of that? But I mean, that's just how people are. Some people are just like that. And it's sad. It really, really is sad. And so, when I see people like that, I don't make fun. Never would I do that. But what I will do is I pray. I pray for people. I pray and I ask God, Lord, move on their hearts and their minds to see that they need to eat better. They need to start moving. You know what I mean? And I do understand that there are some people that have medical conditions and they're overweight because of that. I know people that take certain types of medications, and that causes the weight to come on. But yet and still, some of the things that you're doing, it's not helping. It's not helping at all. So it's all right that you're taking medicine that causes you to put on weight. I got that. But by the same time, you still have to be mindful about what you're eating. So, and like I said, this video is not being done to shame anybody, because that is never my goal. At some point in time in my life, one of the things that I did was I was a personal trainer. I was a certified personal trainer. I was a certified group fitness instructor, and I was a certified yoga instructor. And I love that. I love that part of my life. So I never would I sit and just fat shame anybody. Let me just keep it all the way real, because I have no room to talk. I have my own demons, my own crosses that I need to bear. So, you know what I'm saying? I have no room to talk about anybody. But even if I was at an optimal weight, where I wanted to be, I still would not sit and talk about other people, because that doesn't help folks. I'm going to tell y'all this real quick. I remember when I was at SportFit and I was doing when people join the gym, they got 3 sessions with a trainer. We did an intake where we went over your paperwork, covered your goals, and an assessment. I'm sorry. I guess an intake and an assessment. So we went over your goals and what you wanted to accomplish. And then we did an assessment. Your second visit with me was a workout. Your third visit was 30 days after your first workout, where we did a follow-up to see if you had improved in any of the areas that you didn't do well in during your assessment. And I don't know, I may have told you guys the story, but anyway, this lady came in and we got to talking, and I said, so tell me what your goals are. And so she says, well, I need to lose some weight. And then she started to cry. Y'all, this lady just boo-hooed. And I thought, gee whiz, what did I say? Did I say something? Did I do something? And like I said, she just cried and she cried and she cried. And I said, well, I gave her some tissue. And I said, well, what's the matter? And I even hugged her, because, I'll hug you now. You know what I'm saying? Get you back on track. And I said, well, is it something I said? Is everything okay? What's going on? And she said, no, it's nothing that you said. And she said she thought about her husband. And she said she was thinking about the fact that her husband makes fun of her. I said, your husband makes fun of you? What do you mean? And she said, if she's eating something that she probably shouldn't have, like maybe some chips or a cookie or whatever. And I believe you can have anything you want, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. However, and because if you are trying to lose weight, there's some things that you may not want to reach for. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to your goal, then maybe you can treat yourself every now and then. But again, in moderation. Because you can eat too much of a good thing and overdo it. And so anyway, she went on to tell me how, when she would get a snack, her husband, he would make little animal noises. Like he started mooing like a cow or snorting like a pig. And I mean to tell you, that burned me up. That burned me up. So we really could not finish her assessment because, she was just a mess. And so, I gave her a hug. I said, let me tell you something. I said, that is just pure ignorance. I said, I know that's your husband. I said, but I'm keeping it real with you, honey. That is pure ignorance. I said, because that is not what you do to people, especially when they're struggling. And I just told her the truth. I said, honey, that bothers me. That bothers me to the core of my being, and I can't stand that. And lo and behold, so we finally got through her stuff, and she left, and I was looking on the schedule to see who was my next appointment. And I noticed and then I like to look ahead, so I noticed on the schedule for the following day, her husband was slated to come in. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I said, this man, he is going to get it. And so, I made it through the rest of the day. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get to work the next day. So he came in for his assessment and I went over the usuals like I did with everybody. I went over his form. I see you on your form, you indicated this, that, the other, And I said, by any chances, and I can't think of his wife's name now, is that your wife? He said, oh yeah, you met her? I said, yeah, she came in yesterday and I did her assessment. And he said, oh, okay. And then he starts laughing. I don't know what was so funny about that. And I said, you know what, before we move any further, I need to say something. He said, okay. I said, now your wife was in here yesterday and we had a hard time getting through her session. Excuse me. I said, because she couldn't stop crying. And when I asked her what was wrong, she was crying because she thought about the hurtful things that you say and do to her because of her weight. And he starts laughing again. He thought that was funny. And I said, well, unfortunately, I'm not really seeing the humor in what I just said. And he goes, no. He said, I love my wife. He said, but I say these things because I want her to be aware when she's eating junk food that she doesn't need to be eating it. And I said, but you know what? Can I say this to you? I said, when you do that, that doesn't help her. That makes things worse. I said, because now she's feeling very low about herself, low and beat down about herself. That doesn't help her. That doesn't help anybody. I said, so this is what I need you to do. If you happen to see your wife eating something that maybe perhaps she shouldn't have, why don't you say, you know what, honey, let's get a healthier snack. Or you could say, hey, honey, I see you eating those chips. Is there something you want to talk about? Is everything okay? Maybe she just wanted a salty snack. I don't know. Or, you could say, hey, why don't we share this cup of grapes? Or this half a watermelon, whatever. I said, there's so many different ways that you can approach that what you're doing is not helpful. That is hurtful. I said, because what that's going to do is it's going to make her start hiding food. That's not going to help her, because now she's hiding food and she's really eating stuff that she shouldn't be eating. I said, so what I need you to do is going forward, let's not do that, okay? And he said, you know what? He said, I never really thought about it like that. He said, but I really do love my wife, and I would never do anything to purposely hurt her. I said, well, but when you do the things that you do, you can't think that makes her feel good, because it really doesn't. And, you know, he felt so bad. He said, wow. He goes, he said, I'm really sorry. I said, well, you don't apologize to me. You need to go home and apologize to your wife. And he said, I am. And so, honey, when we went through his assessment, I tried to burn him up. Yes, I did. And I'm not even going to be ashamed to say it. I did. I tried to burn him up. You hear me? And then the following week I did his wife's first workout, and he is not together. And honey, when I did his first workout, I tried to burn him up as well. Because my thing is, I still was pissed off about what he did. Honey, I took him through the ringer. That man was barely able to walk when he left me. Don't play with me, because I don't like that. And so, you know, and I don't even think he came back for his 30-day follow-up. But you know what? I don't care. I got what I needed out of you, and I bet you'll think twice before you do that again. So I just said all of that to say, if you have people in your circle, in any way, shape, or form, who need to lose some weight, please, please, please do not go about it in that manner, because that is not helpful. That is not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Please don't do that. But I also want to leave you with this, because I have reached my destination and I'm great to take my butt in this house so I can shower and get me a snack, a healthy snack. I also want to say this. I need you guys to really, really, really look at yourselves. And I mean, truly look at yourselves. See, because we all look at ourselves when we get in the shower, the bathtub, when we're changing clothes, no matter what it is you're doing, you really look at yourself. And you know when you need to lose some weight. You know that if you're walking and you can't take 20 steps without huffing and puffing, that's a problem. That is a problem that you need to do something about. So I need you guys, all of you, look at yourselves and really be honest with yourselves. And if you know for a fact, a sure enough fact, that you need to lose some weight, I need you all to decide today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, and definitely not next year. I need you to decide today that you are going to do something about getting healthier. Make today the day that you decide to do something to help you. Because here's my thing. The healthier you are, the longer you just might live. But it's for sure, I mean, no man knows the day nor the hour, but it's for sure that when you're not healthy, you are taking years off your life. You're taking months, you're taking days, you're taking hours. Some people don't realize that, but you are. And so when I see people posting on social media that they've lost weight, it makes me feel so good. And I'm like, yes, thank you, Lord. Because I pray for all of my family and friends, both far and near. I pray for everybody to get the mindset of getting themselves together. You can do it. Is it hard? Of course it is. Is it going to be easy? It's not. But that's okay. I always tell people, you had fun putting the weight on, have fun taking it off. Get creative with it. Go sign up for a gym. Go take a spinning class if your gym offers spinning. Sign up with a personal trainer for a couple of sessions. You don't have to stay forever and a day, but get a couple of sessions with a personal trainer. Take different classes at your gym. But whatever it is that you do, you need to decide that you're going to do what you need to do for you. Take care of you. Because here's something else. I'm going to leave you with this and I'm out. When I look at a family, and I've seen this quite a few times, usually it's typically a family of 4, sometimes 5. But I look at this family. The husband is overweight. The wife is overweight. The kids are overweight. And I'm concerned about all of them. But I'm especially concerned about those kids. You know why? Because those kids are being bullied and teased. I don't see it, but I can promise you they are, because that's what kids do. So why would you want to set your child up to be bullied and teased? I remember back in the day when my sister, she was a personal trainer as well, and she was a pre and postnatal fitness specialist, and she worked with this young lady. And this young lady, I want to say she was 11, 12 years old. She might have been 13. And she was so heavy. She was already 2-something. It's like, good God Almighty. Pretty little face, but I mean, she was just huge. And there were times when and funny thing is, her mother and her father, they weren't overweight. They weren't overweight at all, but that little girl was. And there were a couple of times her mother brought her to the gym, and my sister couldn't work with her because when she took her blood pressure, it was just too high. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time, but you just have to be careful about your blood pressure getting super high. So like I said, I just want to leave that thought with you because it was on my mind as I was on, working out this morning. I really want each and every one of you to take your health more seriously this year. And go ahead, and here's the thing, don't just get started with a healthy eating program and a great workout program, regardless of what it is. Don't just get started today. And like most people, excuse me, y'all. Most people get excited and they're hyped up and they're ready to go and they're ready for this, new year, new me kind of stuff. And then by March, honey, they done fallen off the wagon. I don't want you to do that. I want you to take this on and let this be an ongoing thing. If you know me, then you know I've always been one to work out. Do I fall off the wagon sometimes? Of course I do. But now is the time for me I'm back on, not only with my working out, but with my eating. See, one of the things about being a power lifter is, especially when you're getting ready for competition, you need to eat. That's not the time for you to be eating your Slim Fast. You need to eat. And so I am learning, or relearning, I should say, that I can still do that. I can eat to work out, but I can make it, make healthier choices. And so is it a struggle? Of course it is. Do I like Arby's and because I had roast beef the other day, it was so good. No bread though. I don't do the bread or the cheese. I just do the roast beef, and I didn't have any fries. But do I like McDonald's fries on occasions? Yes, I do. Do I like a Wendy's burger on occasions? Yes, I do. But do I like the little buns, the bread that Chick-fil-A has at breakfast time? Yes, I do. The chicken minis. Now, I don't get the chicken, but I like the bread. And I know that that's a vice for me, so I've just decided that I'm not having that. I'm not having any of that for a while, for a good while. Now, when I do have it, it is in moderation, but it's gonna be a while before I decide to indulge in that, because like I said, my goals are much bigger than my need to have that kind of stuff. So that's all I have, you guys. I want to just leave you with that. And like I said, we've got to make better choices, but I need you all to decide that you want to get healthier and that you're going to do something about it. If you need help getting started, reach out to me. Let's come up with a plan to help you get back on track, because you can do it. I can do it. We can do it, and we will do it. So that's all I have, you guys, and I'll probably do a follow-up check-in kind of thing once a month. But that's all I have, because like I said, I did my measurements and I did my weight for this month. Now, granted, I am down 5 pounds from where I was last month, but I still don't like the number that I see. And I know that I have to continue to do something about it. And for me, to be honest with you, really, it's just my eating. To be quite honest with you, it is my eating. So that's all I have. I love you guys so, so much. And if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Tap that bell, because I don't want you to miss anything. For those of you that continue to ride with me through thick and thin, up and down, I love you all. And you always have my back, and I truly appreciate that. I love each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you, honey. I love you when nobody else even likes you. But again, we've got to take better care of ourselves. And I try to be the example that I want to set for other people. So this is why I share when I do my check-ins when I go to the gym. Every now and then I'll share a video or what I did at the gym. You know why? Because what you do, what I do, it helps somebody else. Until tomorrow, when we do our next car conversation, take care. Go ahead, start getting your life healthier. Okay, now's the perfect time if you're looking to join a gym. Now's the perfect time. I think I saw Planet Fitness where you can join for 10 cents and then pay like $10 a month or something. I want to say Gold's Gym has a special. I can't remember, but every gym, I'm pretty sure, it has some kind of special, honey, because they're trying to get folks in the door, and they know that January is the perfect time to get folks in the door, but you got to stay there. You can't just pop in and pop out. And like I said, if you need a fitness buddy, gym buddy, whatever you call it, get one. I am thankful that I've never had to have one of those, but if you need one of those to stay on track, then get you one, okay? That's all I have, you guys. Love you all. We'll talk again tomorrow. Until then, take care.